Okay, so today again, let's have activity number 6. This will be about concentration and dilution of solutions. And again, concentrations and dilution of solutions. Kasi sa lecture, di ba, I hope you have started discussing reactions in aqueous solutions. Now, aside from knowing the different types of chemical reaction, it is also important for us to know how to compute for the concentration of the solutions we have in the laboratory, and at the same time it is also important for us to know how to make or formulate new solutions with new concentrations. So in this case, we will just concentrate sa molarity. So marami kasi tayong units or expressions of concentrations, and I think the most familiar one sa inyo is the percentage. So like when we say 100% yung concentration niya, then it is concentrated. It's very concentrated if 100%. We also have the so-called normality and then molality. And though this is obsolete nowadays, we also had formality as expression of concentration. But then again, for today, we will just concentrate to molarity. So again, molarity lang ha. Makikita nyo ito sa laboratory class. For example, hydrochloric acid. Again, hydrochloric acid. Minsan may nakalagay before the chemical formula na ganito. So kapag may nakalagay 1M hydrochloric acid, ang meaning niyan, the 1M there is the concentration. And the capital letter M is referring into the molarity of our solution, or we call it 1 molar hydrochloric acid. Now, how do we define molarity? Molarity is number of moles of our solute in 1 liter of solution. So please take note. Please take note of the formula. This is the definition, and definitely this is also the formula for our molarity. Number of moles of solute in 1 liter of solution. Thus, the unit for molarity can either be moles per liter or simply capital letter M. So do not forget it should be capital letter M, because if you write it in small letter is a different unit of concentration, and that is molality. Itong capital letter M is molarity, and ito yung gagamitin natin today. Okay? Questions so far about the definition of our molarity? Wait lang ha. Wala bang questions for molarity? You can just send your questions if ever meron kayong hindi maintindihan ha. Okay? So let us continue. Now, let's talk about moles. In your discussion about measurements, included doon, if you can still remember in the table sa lecture, yung different SI units for our base measurements. Isa doon is the moles. And when you say moles class, the moles is our SI unit for the amount of substance. Again, for the amount of substance. That is our SI unit. However, in the laboratory, we don't have an instrument that will really measure the number of moles of our chemical substances. So what do we have in the laboratory? We have analytical balance and other types of balances to measure the weight or the mass of our substance or our substances. So again, mass yung pwede nating i-measure in the laboratory. This should be in grams or in kilograms. Now, since sa molarity, we need to have the number of moles, then we have another formula here that you need to take note. So we have here again moles. This is the formula in getting the moles. We need here the weight in grams. The weight in grams of our substance, and then we'll divide it by their molecular weight. So i-divide natin siya sa molecular weight para makuha natin ang number of moles of our solute. And then we can proceed sa computation sa molarity natin. So kailangan natin muna yung mass or yung weight in grams. However, ano naman itong molecular weight? Please get your periodic tables kasi gagamitin natin yan in the computation, and make sure that your periodic table has the atomic mass or the atomic weight. Remember, pinagawa ko kayo ng periodic table class na dalawang number lang dapat ang makikita, atomic number and the atomic mass or the atomic weight. And if you are still confused until now kung alin dyan si atomic mass sa dalawang numbers na yan, always remember most of the time the atomic mass is larger compared to the atomic number because the atomic mass represents two types of subatomic particles, the protons and the neutrons. So mas malaki siya ha. Gagamitin natin yan siya in the computation of the molecular weight. So the molecular weight is now the weight of our chemical substance or our compounds, to be specific. And in the computation of the molecular weight, kailangan natin si atomic weight. Let me give you an example. For example, we have sodium chloride. Again, sodium chloride. And then you are asked to compute for the molecular weight of sodium chloride. Ganito ang gagawin nyo, class. You just list all the elements in the compound. So definitely we have NaCl here. And then afterwards, determine the number of atoms present in the compound for each element. Now, how will you know the number of atoms? It is represented by the subscript. But if ever na wala kayong makita na subscript dyan, like just in the case of the sodium chloride, then automatic it's 1. Meron silang tag-iisang atom. And then after that, you multiply each of the elements to their atomic masses or to their atomic weights. So please look at your periodic table. Ano yung atomic mass ni sodium? Ano yung atomic mass ni sodium? Kindly send it sa chat. Please round it off to the nearest whole number. Again, we will use the atomic weight na naka-round off sa nearest whole number. Okay, very good. We have here for sodium, it's 23. Okay, very good. That is 23 ha. Saan galing ito? Sa periodic table. And that is the atomic mass or atomic weight, or even we call it mass number of the sodium. Now, how about the chlorine? The chlorine is 35. Very good. This is 35. So we will just multiply it sa kanilang number of atoms. So syempre, that is just 1 here. So 23 and 35. And ang next na process na gagawin natin, class, just to compute for the number, for the molecular weight is to add everything. So 23 plus 35, syempre, it's 58. 58, pero may unit ito siya, class. The molecular weight has a unit, that is grams per mole. Ito yung unit ng ating molecular weight. Sa isang mole daw ng sodium chloride, ang kanyang molecular weight is 58 grams. So if we define now the molecular weight, it is just the total weight of the chemical substance or the compound with regards to the number of atoms and the atomic weights ng kada element na nasa compound mo. So let me give you another example. If ever hindi pa naintindihan, we are still in the computation of the molecular weight. So example, the compound na binigay is sodium bicarbonate. Again, the compound na binigay is sodium bicarbonate. By the way, you are not yet done with the correct, what do you call that? Correct na pag-write ng chemical formula ng ating mga chemical substances, because sometimes it may be given in words or chemical name yung binibigay, and then you have to compute for the molecular weight. So definitely you have to know how to write the chemical formula para correct din yung makompute nyo na molecular weight. So in this case, again, what is the first step? You have to list all the elements present in the compound. For this case, we have sodium, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. Yan, we have 4 elements for sodium bicarbonate. And then afterwards, you have to determine the number of atoms present in sodium bicarb, present for each element. For sodium, since you cannot see a subscript there, so it's automatically 1. That is also true for hydrogen and for carbon. But for oxygen, as you can see in the screen, we have a subscript na 3, and that represents na meron tayong 3 atoms ng oxygen. Okay, and what are we going to do? Let's multiply each of them to their respective atomic weights. So a while ago, we have determined that sodium is 23. That is based in the periodic table, and that we have rounded this off to the nearest whole number. Now, how about hydrogen? Okay, very good. This is 1. And how about carbon? Okay, this is 12. And lastly, we have oxygen. Okay, oxygen is 16. So thank you for that. Again, we have sodium, hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. And the next thing that we will do, syempre, is to multiply each of them. So this is 23, 1, 12, and 16 times 3 is 48. Then afterwards, we will add this one. 4, 6, 14, carry 1. We have 3, 4 plus 4, 8. Okay, very good. So the total here is 84, which means that the molecular weight of sodium bicarbonate is 84 grams per mole. Okay, that is how you will compute for the molecular weight. Now let us apply this in the computation of molarity. Kasi ito yung i-compute nyo. You have to get ready with your calculators kasi itong activity na ito ay problem solving. But I will not answer the questions there. I'll give you examples that are similar to the questions below. So let's start with the first example, number 1. What is the concentration in molarity of 5 grams of sodium chloride dissolved in 500 ml solution. So this is our problem. Ano daw ang concentration ng sodium chloride solution wherein nag-weigh ka ng 5 grams na sodium chloride tapos dinisolve mo siya in 500 ml na solution. So actually pwede niyo siyang gawin sa mga bahay niyo lang. Kung magkakandak pa tayo ng experiment nito sa lab, syempre asin lang naman ito. We will just weigh 5 grams and then we have to make sure that ma-dissolve siya sa 500 ml na solution. But paano yung concentration niya? How are we going to compute for this one? Remember, I have given you the equation or the formula for molarity a while ago. Molarity is capital letter M. This is equal to the number of moles of our solute. Remember, ang definition ng solute is the substance that is being dissolved in a solution and it is present in a much more, in lesser quantities compared to the solvent. And then the number of moles will be divided by the liters of solution. Now, if we look at the formula, we cannot actually see number of moles in the given. We cannot even see the liters, though we can convert. But let us start with the number of moles. Remember, our formula, moles is equal to the weight in grams divided by the molecular weight. So for sodium chloride, the weight in grams is given there and that is 5 grams. And all we need to do is to compute for its molecular weight. But a while ago, we actually have computed for the sodium chloride. Ilan nga yung na-compute natin nito? Have you copied? Okay. Okay, very good. This is 23 kasi for the sake na ulitin lang natin siya, ipakita natin saan galing yung 58 na yan. So 23 is the atomic mass of sodium. 35, this is 35. 35 is the atomic mass of chlorine. So 23 plus 35 is 58 grams per mole. So yan yung gagamitin natin dito, class, 58 grams per mole. We can cancel the grams. We will be left with the moles. Though this is per mole kasi in originally, but if you divide this one, you will get the reciprocal. Hindi magiging per mole ang inyong unit here. Instead, mole lang talaga siya. So again, 5 divided by 58. Medyo mahaba, but let's copy everything for the sake na meron tayong precise na measurement. Or accurate na measurement, 0.086206896 mole. Yan yung ating moles ngayon. Meron na tayo, ilagay natin dito, 0.086206896 mole. Now, our problem is the liter of solution. Remember, it should be in liters, but the given is in ml. So, we need to convert 500 ml to liters. So, what is our conversion factor here? Since nasa taas si ml, lagay natin siya dito sa baba so that we can cancel it. So, ang nasa taas is the liters. What is our conversion factor? Sa isang liter, meron tayong 1,000 ml. Okay, very good. So, let us cancel this one. So, 500 divided by 1,000, syempre 0.5 liters. So, ito yung ilagay natin dito, class. Now, we can divide. We can divide now and we can get the concentration of this solution. So 0.086206896 divided by 0.5 is 0.086. 172413,793. Take note of the unit. It's moles per liter. Again, moles per liter. However, paano yung final answer? The final answer is actually gina-round off natin siya pero depende siya sa instruction. Kasi there will be times that my instruction will be you have to follow the number the rules sa significant figures. So since this is division, here you need to follow the list number of significant figures in the given. And then dito, meron lang tayong one significant figure, and then this one also is one significant figure. So kung yun yung aking instruction class, then you have to round off your final answer na magkakaroon lang siya ng isang significant figures. But if my instruction is you have to round off your final answer to 2 decimal places, so let's write the final answer in 2 decimal places. So hanggang 7 ka, the next digit is 2, so no need to add 1. So this is 0.17. Take note of the unit. It's moles per liter. Or you can write simply 0.17 and then capital letter M. So that is now the molarity of the prepared solution. So kung gumawa kayo ng solution dyan, class, ng compound, i-dissolve niyo siya sa water kasi most of the time that is our solvent. Actually, that is our universal solvent. You can actually compute for the concentration. And that is using this formula if ever you want to use the unit molarity. Okay? So, again, ito yung magiging formula ninyo. Do you have questions about this or clarification?
Opo, ma'am.
Alin dyan ang hindi naintindihan? So just just follow the process. Again, just follow the process. Let me give you another example. Let us just see if you have understood my discussion in the computation of molarity. So you try there. I will wait for your answers sa chat. Okay, this is the second example. Compute for the molarity of a 250 ml solution containing 10 grams of sodium bicarbonate. Let me record your participation for your grades sa midterm. By the way, I have already given kay Ma'am Charm Perlado ang inyong grade for the laboratory. I mean, it's not actually the whole grade because I don't have a copy of your laboratory exam. Nasa lecture kasi niya na course yun, di ba? So, wala akong access ngayon. Binigay ko sa kanya yung grades niya sa quizzes, sa participation ninyo, and yung inyong laboratory activities. And then, i-ano niya siya, i-add niya yon sa lecture niyo na grade, and ang makikita niyo na grade sa portal will be the combination of the two na. So, I don't know if she is done with the lecture. So, kung matapos siya sa lecture class, most likely makikita niyo na yung grades niyo sa Chem101. Okay, let me record. Please try to solve ha, and then later we'll see if parehas ba tayo ng answer. But by the way, you send your answers, your final answers na naka 2 decimal places. Okay, sige. Let's see kasi iba-iba kayo ng answer. Alin ba dyan ang tama sa na-send ninyo? Let's compute for the molarity of this solution. So let's start with our formula. Now, number of moles, as you can see, we don't have number of moles there. So let us compute for the number of moles. Okay, so moles is equal to the weight in grams divided by the molecular weight. And then the weight in grams na given is syempre 10 grams. Now for the sodium bicarbonate, we have computed, right, the molecular weight for this a while ago nung pinasulat ko sa inyo lahat ng elements. We have 4 here, Na, H, C, and O. And then para sa kanilang number of atoms, isa-isa for sodium, hydrogen, and carbon. While sa oxygen, tatlo. I-multiply natin sila sa kanilang atomic weights. We have 23 here. 1 for hydrogen. And then 12 for carbon. And then 16 for oxygen. Ay, sorry, this is 48 here. So all in all, you have 84 grams per mole as the molecular weight of sodium bicarb. So again, this is 84 grams per mole. Now you can cancel this one. You will be left with the unit mole. So 10 divided by 84 is 0.11-904-7619 mole. So yan yung isusulat natin dito, class. 0.11-904-7619 moles. And then liters of solution, the given is 250. All we need to do is to convert this. So i-convert natin siya 250 ml. Our conversion factor is sa 1 liter meron kang 1,000 ml. So makancel natin yung ml. 250 divided by 1,000 is 0.25 liter. So yan din yung isusulat natin dito. So if we divide this, 0.11-904-7619 divided by 0.25, you have there 0.47619047 moles per liter. And my instruction, round off your final answer to 2 decimal places. So hanggang dito ka sa 7, pero the next digit is 6. So we will add 1 there, which means that the correct answer for this is 0.48 moles per liter. Or you can just write, kasi equal lang naman sila, 0.48 capital letter M. So that is the answer for this problem. Okay, very good. Most of you got the correct answer. Dun sa mga hindi nakakuha ng tamang answer, ano yung nangyari? I hope you have identified which part of the process kayo may na-miss. Kaya hindi niyo nakuha yung 0.48 M. Okay? So, questions about this problem? Wala na times 3 ang oxygen. Okay, do not forget ha. So please go back to the correct chemical formula so you can really identify how many atoms of that element is present. And please do not forget to multiply it sa kanyang atomic mass or atomic weight para tama din yung makuha ninyo na molecular weight. So I hope nakuha na ang process. You can also do this in your home, no? Kasi we have sodium bicarb in our home. If we have baking powder, yan naman yun siya, sodium bicarb. Kung mag-weigh tayo ng 10 grams niyan and then i-dissolve natin siya sa 250 ml na tubig, kung meron tayong pang-measure dyan, ang magiging concentration niya ay 0.48 molar or moles per liter. So please apply this process if you start answering the activity. Meron diyang mga questions about molarity. Okay, this is just eight problems. The deadline for this will be next week pa. However, may mga problem dyan involving dilution. Ayan. Let's talk about dilution naman. Dilution, class, is the process of making a less concentrated solution out from the more concentrated one. Example, ginagawa natin sa bahay, 'di ba? Pag nagtitimpla tayo ng juice, for example, and then pag taste natin sa ginawa natin na juice, if it's very sweet, then 'di ba we call it concentrated siya. masyado if it's very sweet. So anong ginagawa natin if very sweet yung natimpla natin na juice? So di ba dinadagdagan natin siya ng tubig to make it less sweet, no? So the process there is called dilution. We are making a less concentrated solution galing doon sa concentrated solution natin. Yan yung process ng dilution. And ginagawa natin yan siya sa laboratory class. Kung meron tayong concentrated na solution, nag-a-add tayo ng solvent para maging less concentrated siya. And yes, tama yan siya, Ayan. Magde-decrease ang solution, magde-decrease ang concentration ng ating solute. So, pwede din natin, class, makompute ang bagong concentration. We will just use the formula C1V1 equals C2V2. Okay? Again, for dilution, this is our formula. C1V1 equals C2V2. Wherein, ang 1 dyan will be for our original na solution or our concentrated solution. And then, the 2 there will be for our new solution. And ano yung C and V? C is for concentration. And V is for the volume. Okay? So actually, yung question number 1 dyan sa inyong activity, how much 0.05 m hydrochloric acid solution can be made by diluting 500 ml of 10 molar hydrochloric acid? That is actually a dilution na question. Pero let me give you another one that is similar to that. We have here sample number 1. What will be the concentration wait lang, let me think first. Of 500 ml solution prepared from, let's just use NaCl. Prepared from 5m, sorry, we delete it. Okay. So sa dilution process, syempre, magkapareho lang yung compound natin or yung solution natin. Ang ginawa lang is nagdagdag lang tayo ng most of the time solvent. And then we will compute for the new concentration. So kagaya nito, what will be the concentration of 500 ml NaCl solution prepared from, so this is a hint for you that the next givens will be for the original solution, or we call it actually the stock solution or the more concentrated solution. So meron ka dyang 5m sodium chloride solution, ang volume niya ay 100. Tapos ang ginawa, nagdagdag ng water, naging 500 ml na siya. So ano na daw yung bago niya na concentration? So hindi ito actually mahirap na computation kasi again, ang formula lang naman natin ay C1V1 equals C2V2. Now again, this is the C1 and V1 are for the original solution, and then you have a hint there in your problem, prepared from, galing sa, meaning siya ang original solution. So the concentration for that is 5m. That's the C1. And then the volume number 1, syempre yung kasama niya, that is 100 ml. Now, equals C2V2. Ano ang hinahanap? Concentration. So this is question mark or what is asked in the problem. And then the given, another given, the volume, the new volume is 500 ml. Galing sa 100 ml, naging 500 ml na siya. So let us compute 5 times 100. Syempre, 500. 500 m, 500 m. Hindi natin siya makakancel ha, times the ml. So hindi siya per ml kasi multiplication yan. And then this is C2 times the 500 ml here. Now, the next thing, syempre, we have to isolate the C2. Thus, we have to divide both sides with the 500 ml. Maka-cancel yung ml dyan, maiiwan na unit ay m. So, C2 here, the new concentration of the solution is 1. 500 divided by 500 is 1. And then the unit, syempre, is molar. So, kung nakita niyo, class, bumaba yung kanyang concentration. The original one is 5m. 100 ml lang siya, dinagdagan ng tubig kasi universal naman yung solvent natin na water. Instead of 100 ml, naging 500 ml na siya. And ang new concentration niya ngayon ay 1m na lang. 1 molar na lang. Okay? That's how, class, you're going to do the computation for the dilution. Okay? Questions for this one? Just follow ha, C1V1 equals C2V2. Any question so far? Wala? Let me give you another example. How about naman if the question goes like this? Wait. Okay, so this is now, okay, sige, see. How much volume of 3M sodium hydroxide solution is needed to prepare? Again, the hint there is to prepare. You are going to prepare 1.5 molar of 500 NaOH solution. So this one here, to prepare, gives you an idea na, oh, this is the new solution. The next na given will be for the new solution. So if we compute using the formula C1V1 equals C2V2, the C1 there, we have the 3M as the concentration, but we are looking for the volume. So ilang volume yung kailangan natin from the original 3M or 3 molar sodium hydroxide solution para magawa natin yung 1.5 molar ng 500 ml NaOH solution. So that's how you determine, class. So simple mathematics, let's just multiply 3M syempre times the V1 equals 1.5 times 500 is 750 m times ml. And then we need to isolate the V1. So let's divide both sides by the 3M. Cancel the 3M there. Cancel the molarity or the molar on the right side. You will be left with the V1 here. So 750 divided by 3 is 250 ml. Again, that is 250 ml. So that's how you do class A dilution na computation. Kung gusto mong gumawa ng 1.5 molar na concentration ng sodium hydroxide tapos yung volume niya ay 500, kailangan mo muna ng original solution na ang concentration ay 3 molar and ang volume ay 250 ml. So ito yung original volume, mag-a-add ka ng tubig, gawin mo siyang 500 ml and magiging ganito ang kanyang concentration. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng dilution process. Any question before tayo mag-move on sa paggawa ninyo ng activity? Anyone clarification? Meron ba? Wala? Sige. So kung wala na, may chances ng duhang ano. No, always lang yan siya na isa lang ang unknown, Stephanie. Isa lang ang ina-ask sa problem. Kasi you cannot continue with the computation if dalawa talaga ang wala. Isa lang ang wala for that. Either the first concentration or the first na volume or dito ta sa new solution na to. Either of the concentration or the volume. So ano yung gagawin ninyo sa inyong activity? You just have to, this one, please understand the following problem, show your solution, and then kindly box your final answers. Kindly, ano na lang, para uniform tayong lahat, yung final answers niyo will be 2 decimal places. Again, show your solution ha, tapos the final answer should be rounded off to 2 decimal places. This should be handwritten. And please do not forget na i-PDF, i-convert niyo siya into PDF kasi when I checked your prelim na output, there are some of you na naka-picture lang ang pag-upload. Pag-submit nyo kasi niyan sa akin, hindi na yan siya nakapasunod. Libog kaayo siya i-check, nagrambol-rambol na siya. That is the reason why I am asking you to please have it in one file only and naka-PDF format. Are we clear for that? 8 ito lahat na na problem. So please try to follow the process so that you can get the correct answer. When po ang deadline? Kindly open your Schoology. You can see there that the deadline is October 14. So you still have time to do the activity. October 14. Now, next week, we will be starting with the reporting. Pag isang page lang, Chris, pwede siya isang picture lang siya, hindi na siya naka-PDF. Kapag marami na siya kasi masyado, especially yung activity number 1, nagpicture lang yung taas kayong activity 1 dugay, kay ko na human, nagsikupangita sa inyong submission. So ito, for example, kapag maraming pictures na siya, kindly compile it in one document only and please convert it sa PDF na format. So again, next week, we will have the reporting. For Thursday, it will be Group 1. Again, babalik na tayo sa Group 1. Group 1, you are tasked to report activity number 5. And then Group 2, on Friday naman, Friday ang Group 2, you will report activity number 6. So please prepare for that. It will be graded. I need you to, I need everyone na mag-participate in the reporting, all the members ng bawat grupo. And then after the reporting, please prepare also for maybe a short quiz. So everybody has to listen and everybody has to study also. Kailangan mag-study po kaya mag-quiz ta. Anything else? Wala na.